Well, what a night at Wembley it was. Craig, they left it late, but how impressed were you that Tottenham got the win that they needed? Because otherwise they're out.
Yeah, but it was the same against PSV. Like I said, even going to the... If you look at their performance in the San Siro against Inter Milan, they didn't deserve to lose. You know, to actually come away with it with no points was really hard to take for if you were a Spurs fan. I thought they'd done really well against PSV away as well. So they've been... I felt they've been very unlucky. Their performances have definitely deserved more points. But, yeah, now they've only got Barcelona away to try and stay in this, so it's going to be very, very difficult.
Just Barcelona.
Just the Barcelona away.
That's fairly easy, isn't it, Lewis? Barcelona away?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, the way that Barcelona play against Betis, and they can have a chance. I mean, they are going to do rotation for sure. Not today, that they play with all of them, with Messi and on the pitch. And yeah,
that's the bonus that Barcelona have already qualified.
Yeah.
So
and first of the group, so
exactly
I think it
that,
kind of can change.
What would Barcelona's mentality be on a night like that? They've already qualified, so...
Yeah, but they're going to... When you rotate players, I'm sure that they agree with me, at the end, the players who come into the game, they don't want to do bad because they want to have more chances. So what they want to try to do is do their best, and they're going to be bold. They're going to try things, and that's scary. But I think if they, with these kind of players, if Spurs do well, they can have a chance. Definitely.
In a way, Alex, is that for a later day? Because tonight, Tottenham, they're still in it. Yeah. That's the main thing. They've got to better Inter's score. So the fact that they're still in the competition, that's all that counts right now, isn't it?
Still in it. And it's funny talking about rotating players, because just before they go and get the goal, then that's all the question marks. Did he pick the right team, resting those players that played so well on the weekend? But now it looks like... It's great. It's a great result. They're still in it, and he's rested players ahead of the big game at the weekend.
Well, as you said, they were questioning no Eriksen, no Son, who pulled all the strings
made all those
against
subs
Chelsea.
Made a huge difference when they came on as well. Really impacted the game. All three of them, energy and yeah. And
also, I mean, listen. Of course, we hope Tottenham do it, but when you go out, there's a way of going out. So if they'd got nothing out of tonight, it would have been a whimper, wouldn't it?
It would have been, but like I said at the start of the show, their performances have deserved a lot more points than what they've got. But look, that is football, that can happen, especially with the quality of opposition in the Champions League. But look, that's all you can ask for them tonight. They needed to win to give themselves any type of chance. Now it goes on again. So this team is capable. This Spurs team definitely is, especially with a player like Eriksen. I know he came off the bench today, but he is he's a superstar for me. And if Barcelona already qualified, listen, any player who's at Barcelona, then you know they're a top player, even if they're not playing week in, week out. I'm still in awe of, like I've always said, of Messi. If Messi plays and you're just like, it's going to be very difficult for Spurs, but if he doesn't, and why would you? He doesn't need to play. Spurs have every chance.
I mean, Barcelona, they don't seem to have a weakness at all.
Yeah.
No, but they've showed a lot more this season than I've seen for a while.
Yeah, definitely. But I can tell you, they play against Betis last weekend, and they struggle to hold a team who can play. And it's similar the way the Betis play against Tottenham. They like to play between the lines, a lot of combination in the middle, and try to open the game wide. You know, the Barcelona, when the two flanks try to go forward, they struggle. And if you can use those spots, you can damage them. So I think if Spurs can do that away, with the lack of confidence of some of the players they're going to bring in Barcelona, because I'm sure the rotation is going to be there. Messi, I'm sure he learned that, for the important games you have to be there, even though if it's after 2-3 days. But for the games that you don't have to, you need to rest. And after the injury they had on the elbow, I'm sure that game is going to be fantastic for him to rest him.
I mean, also as well, the fact Tottenham go there, and once again, it is do or die.
Yeah.
So, do you see no reason why Tottenham shouldn't go there with more than just hope?
No, definitely. I think, like I said, if you see Barcelona, you can keep the hope of we can do something. The way the Tottenham is playing, the confidence the player they are having. So I'm sure that they're going to believe after a good result like this one against a tough team that is Inter. Score against Inter is not easy. I can tell you that they struggle today to get just one goal because they get at the back is difficult. When you got more space, you can use that speed that Tottenham's got. So I think it could be good.
And this young Spurs team, they've got the experience now. They've had big moments in the Champions League. So they're not going to go there with anything to fear. They know this kind of stage now. They're used to playing on it. So they will have the belief that they can go there and get a result.
And also, Pochettino's going home.
Yeah.
He's gone back home. So he's, if there's one city he's very familiar with, that is Barcelona. So he's going to be comfortable. The players have been there a lot as well because they've been to training camps there. So I'm sure they're really relishing the fact. Well, listen, you're always going to relish the fact of playing Barcelona. Of course, you as the pinnacle of football while you're in the game. But it's a good opportunity for this Spurs team to see if they can go to somewhere like Barcelona and win, because we've all been huge admirers of this Spurs team for the last 2, 3, 4 seasons now, and it's these type of games. They've been put under pressure in this group. They've had to they had to beat PSV, had to beat Inter Milan today, and this is just another one again.
What is the view in Spain of Pochettino and Kane and Eriksen and co? What is the view of them?
Well, Kane is top scorer. He's been linked with Real Madrid and some other clubs in Europe. So at the end, people turn around and see what's happening. And with Pochettino, because he's done so well since he arrived to Tottenham. So at the end, people when in Spain they look all the time to the players or manager they go away. And Pochettino has been one of those managers that has been missed when you think, okay, we could have another fantastic manager in our league. And they always look there and say, listen, why not in well, I think even
Lewis, in a club like Real Madrid, how do you see them regarding someone like Harry Kane?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to sign him, and I think he denied. He didn't want to sign for Real Madrid. That shows off an amazing commitment to Tottenham. And with Harry Kane, it kind of happened the same. But the thing is, we will talk later, I think, about what happened in Spain about the teams winning almost everything in the past 8-10 years. And I'm surprised that the England players, they don't go abroad. They don't go to other leagues. They like to stay, and I think with Harry Kane happened the same again. Once again, he preferred to stay in Tottenham with a comfort zone and an environment that he knows. That maybe go to Real Madrid and win a Champions League again and La Liga and try to find a different challenge. And at the end, something happened with the English players. They didn't want just to go away and try a new challenges. Just I know that Premier League is one of the best leagues in the world, if not the best. But no one wants to leave and try different things, and that's sometimes something.
Would he be viewed as a Galactico, Harry Kane?
Yeah,
He'd have to be.
Of course, he has to be. I mean, he's a top scorer in the Premier League, or one of the top scorers in the Premier League for the past 3-4 years, and why not? But the thing is, when you don't manage to win a trophy, at the end, it kind of put you in a second round.
Alex, I was going to ask you. We don't want to dampen Spurs' enthusiasm at all, but for Spurs to go to Barcelona, whatever team Barcelona put out, to pull out a result would be extremely impressive. But don't forget, they've got to better Inter's result, who are away at PSV, and PSV have got nothing to play for. Would that concern you?
No, because I think the Spurs players will know going there that it's all on them. They have to go there. They know as players, it's clear we need a result today. No ifs and buts about it. So it's all on their performance and what they need to do. And I think going back to Pochettino, it's not about he's looking at these Spurs players and just making them do their job. He manages to get the best out of them in big moments. So he will have a big part to play. And we saw it on Sunday, tactically, how astute he was in changing things in that Chelsea game. So he'll be going into this. I'm sure he'll adapt little things. And I suppose that's where he's so good. He's able to see it as a coach, as well as coaching a young Spurs team. So it'll be really interesting what he will actually go away and do.
How much will this result lift them going into the North London derby at the weekend? They haven't won at the Emirates since 2010. Will they feel that's 6 wins on the bounce now for Spurs? I know Arsenal are 17 unbeaten, But will Spurs go skipping into that game now after that result?
After a good result, of course, you try to do your best, but it's not going to be an easy game. Again, Arsenal is becoming like is so close to make a proper comeback on the league and finally get into those positions where you can start dreaming about something big for this year or next year. And I'm sure there's going to be a difficult game for Tottenham, even though that a good result like this one will give a lot of confidence to the player for the weekend.
How big a test do you think it will be of Arsenal's unbeaten run, Alex?
I think it was a big result, I think, the weekend for Arsenal, because we talk about this unbeaten run, but they were coming off the back of some draws, so they needed that win. For me, when I looked at the game, actually, the weekend, Arsenal, they are showing character because they didn't start well. It's becoming a repeat pattern now. But they managed to hang in there and slowly build into the game and change it around. But now going in against a Spurs team that can actually punish you with the likes of Harry Kane, they need to start the game better. But then when you look at it, yes, you've got Arsenal, they are confident, they are improving, and you've got a manager that's not scared to make big decisions as well, as we saw the weekend, leaving Ozil on the bench. Well, everyone is fighting for their place in this Arsenal team.
Craig, the other thing as well, lots of Arsenal fans are pointing out, yes, everyone is saying now the form that Tottenham are in right now, and they do give other opposition chances, so chickens could come home to roost this weekend, but they said exactly the same before they played Liverpool, who are similarly fantastic going forward. So whatever Unai Emery is doing, it's working, isn't it?
Unai Emery, do you know when there was a lot of talk about him at the first couple of games, and we sat here on the show, so he's a top manager. He's a top manager. He will get it. He will get Arsenal going. I'm surprised how quick he has. If I'm being honest, I thought it was going to be a lot longer, but that must be credit to him and what he works on the training pitch. You look at his Sevilla team, outstanding team, and to go to PSG, he done a very good job there. But at the same time, I was quite excited by the way his Arsenal team were playing, the way they were looking to set up. And Wenger was incredible. What he'd done in this country was incredible. But the last few years, you could see the players at Arsenal needed a change. Yeah. And of course, it doesn't happen overnight. And you look at the teams that were playing, they had Chelsea away, Chelsea away, Manchester City home, the first couple of games are tough games for no matter what level you're playing at this, this Arsenal team was always going to be a tough start. But since then, they've just picked up. They've played against teams that I would always expect Arsenal to win. And they've always been reasonably over the last, you think of all those years they've gone to the Champions League. They didn't miss out because they were able to take care of your Bournemouths away and Bournemouths home. They were able to, to pick up on those 3 points and put themselves in a good position. I always felt there's always going to be problems for them against the big teams. Like, can I see them go into, even to your Manchester United and winning away? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they got enough about or enough steel in their team to be able to do that.
This season?
Yeah, this season as well. They're like we've always said, Arsenal through the years, they're always a few players short. They're 1 or 2 players short. I still feel this team is, but I like the way they're looking to play. I like the way they're looking to attack. And I believe with him, he's already identified who's going out next season, the ones he wants to bring in. Arsenal are going to go from strength to strength under him. It ain't going to be this season.
He's a very detailed manager. He likes to work every single detail in every game, in every training. And I think the most important was Alex was mentioned before. He's not scared. It happened to him in Sevilla. It happened to him at Paris Saint-Germain, even in Valencia. If he has to put a player on the bench, he's going to sit. It doesn't matter how it's called. I'm looking for the best for every single game. And if I have to do a change of the system, I have to do a change of 2-3 players, I'm going to do it because I think that's the way that I believe. And it's been working, and nothing is something that we have to give all the credit.
That will be the interesting thing the weekend, because it was the first time he changed formation against Bournemouth and played with those wing backs. So does he revert back now, or that went on in the second half to win the game for Arsenal, playing that system, having more attacking players higher up the field? So it'll be interesting to see what he does tactically this weekend.